What is going on, guys? Judo Sloth here, and welcome to today's Clash of Clans video where we're going to do something a little bit different. I just had my two Town Hall 11 war attacks and I failed them both, guys. So what we're going to do is explain why I attacked with what I did and analyze the attack, tell you what I would do differently if I was to do this attack again, and what I want you to do is like the video if you want to see this content again, but also drop in the comments what you would do to alter my attack in order to turn it into a 3 stars. And what I want to aim to bring from these types of episodes is that all of us can collectively think together. We might come up with some stuff that nobody else had thought of, and really the only way we're going to improve our attacking game is to look at the weaknesses and think, what could I have changed? So that's what I am going to do here. So the first base that I attacked, this is a Bow Witch attack. My next replay was using Hog Riders. We'll break them both down, guys, but the first one here using the Bow Witch, I actually wanted to attack from the southwest. Now that is a good thing because it means I can secure the 2-star, high percentage 2-star. Obviously I was going for the 3, didn't quite get it, but basically, first of all, I was going to set the funnel down in the south of the base here, so I needed to use a giant because there's quite a few point defense, and using my bowlers and witches that are then going to be sent along the side, there's a lot for them to take initially. So I used a giant just to help tank, whilst I used the queen over on the other side because there's a lot of point defense for her to take down. She does get to this air defense at the back, and I'm going to put healers onto her, but she'll be able to access that quicker than it will be able to hit the healers, so I don't have to worry about that. I do want her going into the base, then a simple jump spell will give my bowlers and witches access straight to the multi-inferno and to the eagle artillery as well. Let's get into the replay. I can break it down as we go as well before we get into the Hog Rider attack after this. So here comes the giant. I really wanted to tank for this mortar so that I could get my witches and bowlers in to break the ring on the outside here so that my main group would go to the middle. From there I know they're going to go down that side. I also put the queen in right the way around the corner because I knew she was going to take down these low HP buildings quite quickly, and I wanted to make sure again that she stayed on the outside, got value from getting to these point defense on the outside, and in fact finished off the raid for me, whilst the bowlers and witches can then be spread with the golem tanking initially in order to take out all of these buildings and merge into the middle. Now I took the golem because there's plenty of splash damage here initially. Giants wouldn't have worked as well, especially since it's a multi-target inferno as well. So I put a rage spell in initially and then timed that Grand Warden's ability in order to tank through the first eagle artillery fire. I did have wizards and archers in my army setup as well because this was a fresh hit. I didn't know what was in the CC. Fortunately, it is a baby dragon and witches, so I can take that down with a single poison spell, and then I have a heal spell in there as well. I then have another jump spell. Now one thing I could have done, I accessed this eagle artillery and also opened up this compartment here. I could have potentially, and I thought about it, pushing my bowlers only into this compartment because I need them to get to the multi-inferno. It would have left this cannon a bit exposed though, and potentially took out my bowlers and witches on the side. So that's why I accessed both compartments. That's not what I would change. Later on I'll get to what I would change. Up until this point the attack would be exactly the same. Heal spell right after the giant bomb went off on the bowlers, and then that final rage spell as well pushes them forward. But you can see this compartment here pushes all of my bowlers around to this expo, leaving the multi-inferno standing. This is what I would need to change. I know that my queen is going to be safe from the multi-inferno. It doesn't really do any damage to her, but my healers need to stay alive in order to protect my queen through these defenses on the back end in order to get the 3 stars. So what I would change, drop that wizard, archers, even a bowler, and I would use wall breakers to break this wall compartment here once the defenses were tanked. That would allow my queen to step in, quickly take out the multi-inferno before she'd walk back around to where she is now. Brawlers have already taken this out. She'd purely turn around and go to where she is. However, my healers wouldn't have gone down, she'd still be getting healed right now, and as you can see, she would have been able to clutch the end of the raid. I'm trying desperately to hold on to my queen's ability, wasn't going to happen, I had to press it, I really wanted to save it for here, but had we have taken the wall breakers, gotten into this compartment, it would have protected the healers, that would have in turn protected my queen, and that's what I would have done in order to alter that attack. But let me know down in the comments what you would have done in order to alter that attack, and hopefully we can spur a bit of strategy discussion within this in order to improve not just my game but your game as well. This second attack, I decided to use Hog Riders. Now basically I thought the base was screaming out for it. I'm not a massive high level player with Hog Riders, shall we say, but I just felt this base suited it. Let me explain. Initially, looking for any kind of weaknesses in the base, what I thought was wizard towers, bomb towers, splash damage, all to the south of the base without any air defense. I can send my queen in there along with the Grand Warden and healers in order to take all of that out. So the point of my kill squad, when I first looked at this base, I thought I'm going to take my queen, charge her into here, take out all of these defenses, and then carving a path in the base. I did think about Lava Loon, but then I thought Hog Riders just suited better. Looking over this area, there's only this archer tower and air defense which shoot air. This is on ground and these are all ground defenses, so I'm going to take out these two army camps with minions first. I also have a baby dragon to help clean up this area. That will then send my queen into this area. Now what I thought is, why don't I initially take out some buildings here, use the king on the elixir storage who will tank for these defenses, and I'll use some wall breakers onto this area here. That will get the queen into this actual section so she can take out these defenses, and I might as well take some bowlers, the king in there, Grand Warden, take a massive kill squad because I want the CC down. Queen's going to jump that wall so I can take her as well, and I'm quite confident they will continue round to this area. I do want her to take the single target inferno as well, so I take a skeleton spell for this. I decide to drop it right on top of this mortar because the wizard towers are out of the way, whereas the Inferno Tower would still be locking onto the skeletons spawning on top of the mortar who couldn't shoot at it either. This Wizard Tower would be out of the way because the Queen would be walking through this compartment to it. By doing that, I could then continue my queen charge through this area, so I'd only really have to worry about the top area of the base with Hog Riders, and I'd bring them in right from this area. The only thing is I need to make sure to get these defenses down, so I was going to bring around about 8 to 10 Hog Riders to this area and also use a heal potentially in that area where there could be a giant bomb. Then I thought all of my Hog Riders would merge together onto this Archer Tower and Air Sweeper as they moved through the base, and I could heal them through that. Obviously didn't go to plan. Let's check it out and tell you what I would change. So getting into the attack, used the couple of minions initially, great, and waited until they were somewhat down before I put the queen in. Now I put the queen in on the laboratory. I thought she'll then take this dark elixir, the dark barracks, sorry. Got my king in order to tank for these defenses, worked great, whilst I was then getting the wall open. At this point I think perfect, it's done. Queen's gonna walk in there, let's get the bowlers in there as well, Grand Warden, everyone's gonna go into this area, right into this pocket, then everyone's gonna start shooting at these defenses. As you can see though, bowlers go in there, king ends up luring the CC, queen decides to come on the outside because of these buildings. That ruins my entire attack. The kill squad is all over the place now. My poison spell isn't effective because the troops just run through it. And at this point I really wanted to save a poison spell for my Hog Riders as well for any skeleton traps in the middle of the base. So I was thinking, what on earth can I do here? I really just hoped that the queen would hurry up, get back around in there, and I'd be safe from there. But it doesn't happen, guys. My troops just get caught up on the CC. Troops should have just put the extra poison in and forgot about the Hog Riders, got that down quickly. But basically, what I needed and what I would change is to take out these buildings here, create a funnel for my troops to go in there. Had my queen have gone in there initially, I have no doubt that the CC troops would have clumped together, my poison spell would have been right on top of them, they'd have gone down along with taking the queen. These defences I needed down. The queen would have took that as well, and the hog riders then wouldn't have to track to this area. This is a huge problem right now. The kill squad has ruined the raid. Tried to bring the hog riders in, but as you can see, I have to use a heal spell because they're going off track. Coming down to this area, I actually have to use another heal spell, so that's 2 heal spells. Had I have got that kill squad into the base properly, I wouldn't have had to use. Obviously, I failed at the top here as well because I brought too many hog riders into the bottom, trying to adapt and just take over that bottom of the base and correct it. Decided to heal the hog riders at the bottom because I knew I had enough to get through these defenses at the top, and it was really a case of getting as many of these defenses down at the bottom in order to get me the highest percentage 2-star possible with my cleanup troops in the north, because at this point I knew the 3-star wasn't going to happen. So what would you guys change if you were attacking this base? I still think, had we have got the queen into this compartment initially, she would have walked right the way through here after we took these defenses, CC queen. I still think she'd have got right the way down to this inferno. You know, with that skeleton spell, I'd have been able to tank for it. I think she'd have got all of this area because she had them healers. Hog riders would have had to only worry about sweeping across to the top there. So my only change looking at this attack would be to... We know there's Teslas in the corner now, so we could easily adapt with balloons, say, in order to take that down, but I would basically take out these buildings in order to ensure the queen went into that compartment in order to take out what I needed from the kill squad. Had the kill squad have worked, I still think my plan was solid. I think it would have worked, just needed to get that funnel. Basic stuff, but I really didn't expect my queen to walk around the outside. I thought that was a large enough funnel for her to go in. Let me know in the comments though if you would have changed anything different. Again, everybody fails, guys. That's what I want to bring across from this as well. With Town Hall 11s, you can't be expected to smash out 3 stars every war, so everyone will have fails. The only way you will improve is by looking at it, thinking, what could I have done differently? Discuss that with your clan, discuss that with your subscribers in my case, and guys, let me know if you'd like to see more of this as well, but we're going to wrap it up there. I've been your host, Judo Sloth, and until next time, peace out, guys.